I was by the coast. It was quite nice.
Ah, yeah, you're lucky there. This is the problem with the heat at the moment. I'm very concerned about the static nature of it. There's no breeze at all.
Oh dear. We'll just have a nice cold drink.
No, it's my dogs I'm worried about. I think I was speaking to some friends in Texas today, trying to explain how strange it is to get this sort of temperature here. And obviously they're flabbergasted because we don't have something called air conditioning in our houses. And I tried to explain it to them. But in all honesty, my dogs are struggling to breathe, certainly panting, even over the last couple of days with cold towels over them. And I am concerned with other people with pets to make sure that they do try and keep them indoors.
Well, of course, the best thing to do is, I mean, if you have to hose them down, you have to hose them down. One thing I did hear is that if you have a fan, if you have a bottle of water, and you put the bottle of water in the deep freeze, and then you put the bottle, the frozen bottle in front of the fan, makes it nice and cold.
Yeah, that sounds good stuff. But I don't believe a lot of this nonsense about this global warming and all this sort of stuff. I thought your other caller had a good idea about the solar panels, actually. But I think it's more down to changes in radiation, electromagnetic waves, and the sun and the solar flares and the
But why are we saying this? I mean, we're not scientists, and we look with scepticism at some of the stuff that a lot of scientists are all in agreement, and they say it's carbon, and they say that contributes to it. Now, to my mind, things that make sense to me, and maybe it's just that it hasn't been presented in the right way, things that make sense to me are we've chopped down a lot of rainforest. The more people that you put on the planet, it's going to have an impact. And if you change farming methods, and that's going to change whatever happens in the atmosphere, all of those things make good sense.
Well, all of those things are changing, though. So the population is actually decreasing. In the Western world, the population has dropped in the last 2 years. The birth rate's dropped. So I think we're going to see quite a change there. We've also got excess deaths, not from COVID, just from heart attacks and strokes. All these mystery deaths that are occurring in 30, 40-year-olds. You'll see it's quite a worrying picture that we need to investigate.
Oh, well then, that sounds like a right old mess. So what do you make of it, that when the British Broadcasting Corporation and Sky and various others present climate change as a fait accompli, and they have all these climate things and all this sort of stuff going on, what do you make of it?
I think it's like Big Pharma trying to make loads of extra money out of us by giving us lots of different drugs and vaccines. I think it's commercial more than anything, and I think we're being kidnapped to a load of scientists like the SAGE Committee who got everything wrong, let's face it.
Well, they didn't get everything wrong.
They got most things wrong because they were told to look at doing things at the highest level. So rather than looking at the average number of people to die, they had to project the most amount of people. They were always told to look at it at worst case scenario.
But scientists are asked to project into the future, and nobody can see into the future. But what they can do is they can come up with scenarios. No, it's
psychosis.
No, it's not that. It's that they have to come up with different scenarios, and inevitably that they're going to present certain things. And the other thing we all know is that nobody gets any funding unless you present something which is slightly worse than people had thought.
I don't actually care about the climate stuff. I think they should worry more about energy prices than anything, to be honest. And I think we should be on our bicycles more, which I think most people are doing. I'm just worried about pets, and I hope that everybody listening is going to be looking after theirs very well.
I will do my best. Instructions well received, Nick and Cheltenham. Thank you very much indeed.